considering the first article of the Creed from the point of view of natural reason and divine revelation, in its connection with the world, both material and immaterial, we will dedicate this class to examine in a very synthetic way a problem that has already caused rivers of ink to flow: origin of evil and sin. How to explain, then, that in a universe created by a most loving and provident God there is physical and moral evil? Is sin a creature like the others, wanted directly by God as an integral part of creation? First of all, it must be said that God is not the cause of evil or sin, but simply allows them to take even greater goods from them. Sin, as clearly stated in the SS. Scripture is an invention of a certain class of rational and free beings, the fallen angels, also called demons. What God did create was freedom, granted to angels, pure spirits, and to human beings, composed of body and soul. In fact, what sins is not matter, but spirit. Otherwise, the demons could not have revolted against God. Likewise, if sin were the work of the body rather than a soul, we should give animals the same moral responsibility that men have for their own actions. Furthermore, freedom is an essentially spiritual attribute. A handful of matter, in fact, has no way of deciding what to do with itself. Only what you think, only what is able to decide, by itself, to follow this or that path can be called free in the strict sense. Now, divine revelation teaches us that, before the creation of the visible world, God made the angelic choirs. But some of these angels, created initially good, decided to revolt against the Creator, refusing superbly to pay him the reverence and love that are due to him. It was there, in its angelic and spiritual root, that evil, sin, arose, which is nothing more than a revolt against God. Human sin, in turn, arose from the temptation that evil angels exerted on our first parents after the creation of the material world. Adam and Eve were created good, able to love God and to him as a close friend. But, seduced by the father and flies, they preferred to disobey that divine command and follow their own will. It was from this free disobedience that sin and disorder entered human history. But how, in the end, could Satan deceive our first parents? Causing the human soul, spiritual like him, to sin and turn away from God. The soul, deceived by the devil's suggestions, lost the absolute control it had before over bodily faculties. The body, in turn, broke free from the reins with which it kept the soul in check. So that, after the original sin, every human being comes into the world marked by a profound disorder and disharmony. The soul, weakened, no longer has the strength to rule entirely in the body. The body, now out of control, ends up imposing itself on the soul, which cannot find the strength to resist pleasures. By Satan's seduction, sin entered the world, and man, originally created with perfect inner harmony, found himself reduced to the condition of slave to sin and selfishness.